So guys, the crypto markets have been pumping in the last 24 hours after crashing very hard over the weekend. Right now, there's a lot of talks about the 2nd of April and how it's a buy the rumor, sell the news event. A lot of pretty much anticipation around tomorrow and exactly what's going to be going on. Overall though, the month of April and Q2 has looked very bullish for Ethereum and altcoins in general. So everyone's anticipating that. But today I want to walk you guys through the price action, pretty much sentiment from crypto analysts and investors, what you need to know and exactly what is anticipated for altcoins in 2025. But if you're new to my channel, go and check out the rest of my content. I'm an intermediate trader documenting my journey, showing you guys my wins, my losses, keeping you guys updated with the day-to-day events, price action on Bitcoin and altcoins, and overall exactly what you need to know so that you can stay updated and pretty much position yourself correctly. Right now, we have been seeing a lot of choppy price action, and in the last 24 hours, we have been seeing some pumps. Right now, there's a lot of mixed, sentiment as to what's going to be happening tomorrow for the 2nd of April. Like how I said, right now, a lot of people think this is going to be a buy the rumor, sell the news event, but this is all based off of what you think, and I want to walk you guys through all the perspectives and exactly what you need to know. So let's go and jump into it. So guys, like how I said, in the last 24 hours, we have been seeing some green. Overall, Bitcoin's currently sitting at around 84, almost 85,000. Right now, Ethereum is currently sitting at 1886. At the beginning of the day, we're currently sitting at around like 1798. So right now, guys, we have been seeing some green in the markets. The altcoin market as well with the total 2 chart is starting to see a little bit of an upwick for the week, but overall, we are just getting started. And this is where it's super important, guys, to not just look at how the week opens, but exactly how we close out. Last week, it looked super bullish, and then all of a sudden, everything started crashing. So, but at the end of the day, we need to keep up with the day-to-day and the news events. So right now, one of the biggest things that is causing a lot of mixed sentiment in terms of if people are going to be buying or selling in the markets is the 2nd of April and exactly a few things that are going on with Trump, especially with him throwing out tariffs left and right and pretty much just changing the uncertainty in the market. And then we have different perspectives on pretty much the history of pretty much how ETH performs during these times in the cycle, as well as overall other assets as well, and predictions around exactly moving into April with a few of these assets and exactly what's going to be anticipated. But overall, April is historically, the second best month for crypto. So everyone is anticipating some sort of reversal. Just a minute talks about the price action on Bitcoin. And this is super key, guys, because if Bitcoin doesn't go up and Ethereum doesn't go up, then our altcoins are not going to go up. So you need to be keeping up with the price action around Bitcoin and altcoins to really understand exactly where we're going to be heading. But overall, he talks about exactly Bitcoin and the price action. He says Bitcoin remains sideways, but not for long, based on the terminality of these 2 trend lines. And he drew basic trend lines based off of the price action and lows that we saw back in 2024, and also from the trajectory, guys, of overall, moving into 2025. Overall, he says structurally 92K on the high time frames remains the pivot between a bullish and bearish / cautious stance. Still below for now. So right now, we're still waiting to see exactly where we're going to be going. But this is where, like how I said, it's super important to not only see how the week opens, but exactly how we're going to be closing. We could be seeing some bullish times in the next few weeks. But at the end of the day, we need to really keep up with the price action, see these trend lines if we break anything, and exactly if we can head back to that 92K zone. We have a few different perspectives in terms of what's going on, in the next few days. Crypto Mitch now is giving his perspective on pretty much the price action around gold and the best quarters for Ethereum and the worst ones as well, and exactly the sell the rumor, buy the news type of thing on the 2nd of April that is currently taking place. But overall, right now, he thinks that we're going to be seeing a lot of pivotal times, and a lot of crypto traders and investors think this as well. Benjamin Cohen has been talking about tariffs, guys, left and right, and I think this is super key because the markets are in a stage of uncertainty right now. This is why people are thinking that tomorrow is going to be a buy the rumor, sell the news event, and it might be, but at the end of the day, you really need to keep up with all of the sentiment, cut through the fluff, and really understand exactly who's bullshitting you and who's not. Overall though, if we jump more into it, CryptoCon gives us a long-term perspective as to the price action from Bitcoin and what we've seen in multiple cycles. And I like to give you guys this perspective because I know we get so caught up in the macro lens. It's really good to get a long-term perspective and understand exactly when we see these dips, and more than likely when we're going to be seeing some relief in the markets. But CryptoCon goes on to talk about exactly the MVRV chart. We talked about this in a episode last, like 2 episodes ago. So this is why you need to keep up with the content and understand these charts so that you can have an understanding exactly of what it's telling you. This is pretty much based off of sentiment, price action around specific assets, mainly Bitcoin. Really, we're talking about Bitcoin right now. But overall, guys, Bitcoin MVRV phases still look perfect, which just shows that we're pretty much still on track to pretty much keep seeing those all-time highs in the near future in 2025. Overall, he goes on to say Bitcoin MVRV phases still look perfect. January and March was the new all-time high move, and that is still the first and final cycle top to go. It'll be a real shame if there were the entire bull run parabola still to go and someone had sold their entire portfolio in preparation for a bear market. Common sense says now is not the end, and it's obvious, guys, but if you're so caught up in a macro lens, you're selling your crypto portfolio, which I've seen a lot of people on this channel throughout my whole journey of documenting and keeping you guys updated with everything in my portfolio and the ins and outs and the wins and the losses. People have came in and they left because they don't believe in the markets, or they need to get that money out, or whatever. Everyone has their own situation, but right now is pretty much the calm before the storm, guys. If we look at my crypto portfolio for the last 24 hours, my assets have been pumping quite significantly, with the exception of Chill Guy. I actually dropped a recent video, guys. You need to go watch that video. I talk about exactly, if you want to get into crypto, you need to watch that video, because I talk about the perspectives and what you need to be aware of. But overall, Chill Guy, just a Chill Guy is a very risky asset. More than likely not going to be seeing its all-time high again. But I'm taking a risk on the asset, and if I'm right, I'm going to make a good amount of money. And I'm taking these risks on these other assets as well, mainly revolved around AI, RWA, and a little bit of gaming as well. And you can see that these projects are pretty strong, pumping for the last 24 hours. Mr. Miggles is also a meme coin, which I actually feel a little bit more confident in, just pretty much based off of the community and exactly how it's been performing. But swiping everything to the side, guys, that's currently the price action that we're seeing in the markets, and exactly the sentiment based off of moving into the 2nd of April and what's going to be happening for altcoins. It's really important to keep up with the price action around Bitcoin and Ethereum and how the week opens, and not only how it opens, but how it closes, because you can pretty much start to think, you know, we're on the verge of a crazy rip up. And if we don't hit the zones that we need to hit and we start to deviate back down, we're going to see a lot of massive capitulation, and you need to be aware of that. But this is why you need to go check out the rest of my content. I'm an intermediate trader documenting my journey, showing you guys my wins, my losses, keeping you guys updated on the day-to-day events, price action on Bitcoin, altcoins, how liquidity is shifting, and exactly how you need to be positioning yourself. We are right on the verge, guys, of altcoin season. A lot of crazy things have been going on. I've been keeping you guys updated with all this stuff. And if you're just getting in here now and watching these videos, like and subscribe, guys. Stay tuned. You need to lock in and be aware of all these events and exactly when sentiment changes, because we could still be seeing deviations, or we could be seeing some giant rips up. This is where you need to really keep up with these indicators, the price action, the sentiment, and exactly what is good. But overall, I'm going to keep you guys updated with everything you need to be aware of. Drop me a comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think of the content. Let me know what you guys think of the state of the markets. And let me know exactly what you think is going to be happening. But I drop daily content every day, so stay tuned. And hopefully I catch you guys in the next one. Peace.